Okay, so there's an urgent news. I don't have time for that. Okay, come with me. Oh, okay, so it all began with a TikTok video. An American woman was making a cup of British tea and posted across the social media. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Hi, I'm Sally from Taishan Tea Club. Have you ever thought a tea could cause a war? Yeah, obviously not a real war, but a tea war. A woman making a tea video? Yeah, obviously there's nothing wrong with an American lady making a cup of British tea. But the thing is, she was using a microwave to heat up the water and then put the milk and a huge amount of sugar and then puts the tea bag in.
The next part of the video is just me over-dramatically mimicking the TikTok video. Please don't imitate. Thank you.
So put the water in and put in the microwave. Set it for a minute. Pour the milk in. And drop your tea bag in. And add the sugar. And give a little stir. And that's how you make a hot tea. Very tasty. That just caused a huge disappointment towards a lot of the British people. And some even said they never feel so disrespectful in their life because British people take a great pride in their national drink. Even some news title called that lady a tea butcher. Not just causing a war between American and the UK people, but the military also involved into it. The British ambassador to the US named Dame Karen Pierce has posted a video out calling the guys from the British Army, Navy and Air Force to demonstrate how to prepare tea. So not using a microwave, use a kettle. Put tea bag in and you can add some sugar, then add water, then leave the tea bag in to brew and add some milk at the end. Then a British cup of tea is done. But did you guys know China is the origin of the tea? Even the British tea is originally from China. China has a very long history of tea. There's no exact time of when the tea began, but maybe roughly around almost 5,000 years of history. In 2700 BC, according to a legend, Shen Nong, which is known as the Yan Emperor, has discovered the tea when he has eaten some leaves from a wild tree. He was immediately interested in the pleasant scent of the result of brew. Legend says the emperor described a warm feeling as he drank the tea, as if the leaves was investigating every part of his body. And he remembers that feeling and named those leaves cha, which means tea in English. Cha. Because at the time, a lot of people are struggling with the illness, and Shen Nong was tasting the herbs to find the herb medicines. And because of that, every time he has eaten the toxic stuff, he will eat some tea leaves and then let it search his body and get rid of the toxic stuff. We're not sure if this story is 100% true, but one thing that we're sure about is in the ancient times of China, tea is using it as a medicinal plant and discovered to be useful to help detoxify the body. Therefore, most people agree that the tea is discovered and began in China. British people love drinking tea. Kubbi is how they call tea, which is stand for cup of tea. And UK people think anything can be served in a cup of tea. If not, they have tea. At 18th century, tea is the largest export product in China, and it has been passed along to UK. Then it became popular to the British people, especially the British nobility. So at the time, tea became a status symbol for the super rich of Regency England. But by the end of the 18th century, tea drinking has made its way into the mainstream society. And even the most popular black tea is from China. So all the other places of tea history and tea drinking habits are somewhat directly or indirectly from Chinese tea culture. As they pass along, tea has been transformed into different culture styles. In America, people love to add in the sugar and milk into the tea to add many flavors. In Europe, people often like blended tea, which means to mix different tea leaves together. But in China, we drink natural tea leaves. We don't add in any other side stuff. So for example, if you're the type of person who loves to have a milk taste in the tea, then you could choose milky oolong tea. It's 100% natural tea. And you can still have that milk experience. Oolong tea. Dude, it's dark right now. Wait, let me close the... It's dark right now. Where am I up to again? Oh yeah. Another popular one is the Eau for Narcissus tea. You can taste out the Fragrant Orchard. So basically, you can find any type of taste in the natural and pure Chinese tea. This is where the magic and miracles happening in the tea. And because of that, there's more and more people wanting to have a real Chinese tea and have a natural, pure experience. And here, I'm gonna show you how to make a Chinese tea, like a serious one. Look. Okay, so we already know the difference of different tea culture. Here I'm gonna show you some tips and steps of making a Chinese tea. You think making a Chinese tea is just putting the tea in, pour the water and pour it out? These 3 simple steps, you think you're right, but different people of making the same tea can have a huge difference in the taste. Okay, so there are 3 main tips of making a Chinese tea. Here we go. So the first thing you have to notice is the amount of tea you put in. For a regular brewing vessel, you put around 5 grams of tea into it. Okay, just like that. Okay, so for the second thing you have to take notice of is the water temperature. For the green tea, we use around 80 degrees of water. And then for the white tea and yellow tea, we use around 85 to 90 degrees. And for oolong tea, black tea, dark tea, we use 95 to 100 degrees. And here I'm gonna show you how to brew water. And here I'm gonna use black tea as an example. So I'm gonna use 95 degrees of water. So for the first brewing of the tea, we don't drink it. It's for washing the tea out. Third is the brewing time control. But the brewing time control depends on different tea and different forms of tea. But there's one thing we're sure about. Don't leave the tea leaves in the water because it will destroy the taste of the tea. So it is super important to control the time of the brewing. So we've done all the basic steps of making a Chinese tea. And because tea has become a core value to the Chinese culture, and it was popular way before the Europe left the Dark Ages, it is an integral part of our country. I'm super proud of it. It has become a symbol of the country's history, religion, and culture. It is very important to know, even though tea has begun from China, but every country, every culture has its own beauty, own unique things. That's what makes this world so colorful and diversified. So back to the news from the beginning. It is a very tragic thing to have this happening. In my personal opinion, as long as we respect every different culture, every different background, we can have fun experience with our own unique ways to drink a tea. there's no restrictions. Because I always think tea represents peace. And you shouldn't be a war to people, you should bring joy, bring happiness and peacefulness. So if we're not enjoying it, we're doing it just to bring up the war, then I think it's opposite to the original idea of helping people. Because at the beginning, tea is using to help people. We use it as a medicine to bring joy to everyone. Okay, so if you love Chinese tea and like to share your culture tea, please comment down below and I can see more different types of tea. And I'm happy to share my own culture tea, Chinese tea. Oh, by the way, at the end I need to mention something. I don't know if anyone saw the news, like 80% to 90% of the tea bags in the markets are made by plastics. And as you pour the hot water onto it, those tea bags will release billions of microplastics into the cup. And imagine drinking all of these things. I'm not even making that up, you can actually see the news here. Also, most tea bags are not degradable and you will cause the environmental pollution. It cannot be underestimated. So we highly recommend trying not to drink tea bags. So we've reached to our end of the video. Hope you liked today's video and learn more about tea and Chinese tea. So if you would like to watch more videos about tea, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We will have more regular videos uploading and I will see you next time. Disappointment towards a lot of the beautiful people. Disappointment towards a lot of the beautiful people. 哎呦 Flee around almost 5,000 years of history.